and welcome to another episode of Stormwatch. I'm your host, Dan Jarris, and today's show has a little bit of a sports flair to it. We have some great packages coming from some amazing student producers, and later I'll be joined by Jeff Vandriel. You might recognize him from his different appearances on MPTV. Enough from me though, let's get into things. So you have a couple of hours in between classes. What do? Student producer Aaron Bradley shows us how to put down the books and to pick up a barbell.
In this crazy workaday world, it can be difficult to find the time to take care of yourself physically. Luckily, the physical education department at MATC is making it easier for students and staff to get the activity they need with Open Gym. Andy Solm has been a physical education instructor at MATC for 8 years and helps run the Open Gym time.
Yeah, the Open Gym is open to all students, faculty, and staff. It's every Monday through Thursday, noon hour, 12 to 12:50. The students, faculty, staff have access to the basketball courts, to the cardio equipment, to the free weights, and also to the machine weights. It's free of charge. All they need to do is bring a student ID and workout clothes, and they're good to go.
There are many benefits to having an open period for physical activity.
One of those reasons would be our students are allowed to use it as a makeup for classes that they may have to miss. More importantly, just when you look at the needs of our students and our faculty and staff today and what's actually hurting our society, you look at it, a lot of it is lifestyle related, and part of that is physical activity. This is free of charge, access to a pretty nice facility, and gives them an opportunity at least for 1 hour a day to do something about it, to increase their health and well-being.
I do the Open Gym about 3 to 4 times a week, and it's very beneficial. I've been doing it since the last semester. I lost 27 pounds. Andy Song, he's a good physical ed teacher. He taught me a lot of stuff in his class about how to moderate my workout, the endurance level, and how long, and I got good results.
The gym boasts a wide range of equipment.
As far as the fitness center, we have a full complement of Nautilus equipment. We have elliptical machines, Stairmaster machines, we have treadmills, we have stationary bikes, and on top of that, we also have a room that's dedicated to free weights. So your barbells and your dumbbells and things like that. We literally have something for everybody.
Well, the equipment that I use when I work out in Open Gym, I use the elliptical machines, I use the treadmills, the resistance training machine, and here lately I've been doing some step aerobics and resistance training with the bands and stuff like that.
The gym's somewhat hidden location has kept its profile low, but it's worth discovering.
As far as where we're located in the downtown campus in the main building in the basement. Most people are unaware that we're down here, but we are. We have 2 full-size gymnasiums. Typically they're running full-court basketball games on both sides, and like I said, we have great facilities. Please come down and use us.
I'm getting good results by me coming regularly. I'm doing more and more. My endurance is better, my range of motion is better, and my heart rate is down, cholesterol is down, and we're doing a great job right now.
We would love to see more students, faculty, and staff take advantage of this. Once they find out about us, generally they keep on coming down. I mean, you look at it, and once again, I say it's kind of like a health club without the cost. This is part of your student fees, so why not? Ideally, we would love to be open more hours, but you take what you have and we'll work for getting more in the future. But this is for you, the students. Come on down, enjoy it, use it.
Open Gym at MATC Downtown Campus. It's a slam dunk.
Great package, Aaron, and the most important thing is that it's free. All you need to do is show your Stormers Pass. The Brewers are not the only team taking the field this spring. Student producer Will Picard caught up with Randy Casey, MATC Athletic Director at the Oak Creek campus.
Here at the Oak Creek campus of MATC, the parking lots are vacant and no one is here. This on a day when MATC Stormers should be playing victorious to a crowd of adoring fans. But alas, the game was rained out, as they put it in sports terminology. As you can see, the ground is wet and unplayable, even for practice. Here on this blisteringly cold and wet day, we are reminded of the pervasive dedication of our Stormer athletes. Here to give us some insight into the athletic programs at MATC is Coach Randy Casey. Now you may wonder what his responsibilities are.
My responsibilities is to cover and manage all the sports programs here. at the school, oversee all the head coaches, assistant coaches, do scheduling for and travel budgets, everything for all the sports teams we have here at the institution.
Well, now, I've been to the athletic department and I've seen a lot of Gatorade. Now, that must mean that we play a lot of sports, but I wonder how many. I'm going to guess 3.
We have 7 sports. We have golf, we have men's and women's soccer, we have men's and women's basketball, we have volleyball, and baseball.
Whoa, that explains all the Gatorade. But I don't want to be part of a, pardon the expression, lame duck team. I wonder how successful our teams have been in the past.
We've had good success, conference championships, things like that. This year, our men's basketball team qualified for the NJCAA National Tournament, which was the first time in school history that was accomplished. They were region champions, so that's great success there. Right now, our baseball season is going on. They're at 500 right now during the season and fighting for a conference title in baseball also right at the moment.
Awesome. I love successful sports teams. I wonder if Coach Casey has any advice for aspiring athletes.
Just to get in contact with us. We can get you pointed in the right direction with what particular coach for the sport you're interested in, and you can start the process from there and hopefully be involved and have a good experience at this institution.
Wow, that's some great advice, and some non-athletes are already supporting their teams, most recently with the opening of the MATC Spirit Shop. It has loads of Stormer memorabilia for all the dedicated fans. This has been Will Picard, reminding you that I'm still out here, guys, and I can't feel my face. Now, back to Stormwatch.
Great job, Will. It looks like Coach has his hands full. As you just saw, MATC has its fair share of athletics, from women's volleyball to men's baseball. So when the athletes practice, their kids are well taken care of. Justin Avery takes a look at the child care facility over at the Oak Creek campus.
My name is Carol Seaman. I'm the Director of Child Care Services for MATC. I oversee the operation of the 4 child care centers, 1 at each campus, and I do the day-to-day supervision of the Oak Creek Campus Center. We provide child care services to students taking daytime classes at each of our campuses. We serve children ages 6 weeks on up to 13 years. We also serve the students in the practicum program and the early childhood education program who do their student teaching in our sites. We have children who are the children of staff and faculty of the college, and on a space available basis we provide child care to community families. The child care centers provide high quality child care for the children. The MATC centers are accredited through the National Association for the Education of Young Children, the highest accrediting body in the United States. All of the centers maintain that accreditation, which is reaccredited every 5 years. The staff, who are teachers of the children, provide developmentally appropriate curriculum and activities for children in each of the classrooms. Children have a variety of indoor and outdoor, small group and large group, child-initiated and teacher-planned activities. The centers are fully equipped with a wide range of appropriate equipment and materials that allow the children to self-explore and use their creativity. Some of the special services that MATC provides to child care parents is that we do flexibly scheduled child care so each student can tailor their child care enrollment to their class schedule. We also do what's called occasional use child care. We enroll children for occasional child care need based on the parents' needs. Many of our occasional use children are children who are in public and parochial schools. Their school calendars do not always coincide with MATC's schedule, so students, staff, and faculty can enroll their children for the school off days, so their children are cared for and they can go on attending classes and working. The teaching staff work in low ratios with children, which allows and provides children with very low child-teacher ratios, so they get a lot of individual attention. Childcare is important at MATC because it allows students to recognize their educational and life goals. It is critical for many of our parents to have flexibly scheduled childcare that becomes affordable for them and can support them in their lifelong endeavors. The Child Care Services staff, the entire staff, appreciate the ongoing collaboration and support of the rest of the college community. This has allowed us to be in existence for 23 plus years.
Childcare is not just limited to the Oak Creek campus. You can find it at all of the 4 MATC campuses. For more information on the Child Care program, visit matc.edu. Let's bring in my guest for this week. Let's welcome Jeff Van Driel to Stormwatch. Welcome, Jeff.
Thanks for having me, Dan. It's good to be here.
So you've been on MPTV a couple of times now. Where else have we seen you?
I've done a few things so far. I've done a rice and beans show. I've done a Spanglish video, and I'm in the works with another video called Life in Milwaukee.
How did you get involved working with James Gale?
I've known James for several years now, and he just came up to me and asked me. I've had a little bit of background in improv and other stage shows, and he just asked me if I wanted to help, and I, of course, said yes.
Yeah. Have you ever had any other TV experience?
Yeah, I've been, like I said, I've been working in improv, but I think my first TV experience was 2008. I was working as a janitor at Fox Valley Technical College, actually, and there was a sketch group there that asked me to be an extra in one of their shows. I think that was my first television appearance. Skyrocketing to the top now.
Of course. We've been talking about sports here for the last couple of minutes. Have you ever played any sports before?
Oh yeah, as a kid I was a huge sports fan. I played football in high school, I played basketball in high school. I'm also a big fan of baseball. I play a little recreational basketball nowadays, but that's about it.
Interesting. We'll have a little bit more with Jeff in a little later. Did you know 2 big things happened in 1912? The Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage, and MATC opened its doors for the first time. Student producer Steve Ball takes us down memory lane. Let's have a look.
By 1917, they began this building, the one that was at 6th and State Street, and it wasn't completed until 1928. But by 1920, enough of it was so that they actually moved the school to here. And then after that, the next building to go up was the technical building in 1953. And after that, the continuing education building in the early 60s. And after that, the Student Center in 1988. And the most recent building of the major buildings was the Health Building in 1996. I got here in 1964, and boys could not wear jeans. Women could not wear anything but skirts. And when I got here, if your hair was long, the Dean of Men would take you out of the cafeteria line and take you to the barber shop and get it cut if you were a guy. In 1929, we had 17,000 students here. After World War II, the number of veterans coming back jumped the figures so that we had almost 20,000 at that point. And in 2010, just 2 years ago, it was up to almost 60,000 here. We had hundreds of people here who were political and entertainment people. Many presidential candidates were here. We've only had 9 presidents or directors in that 100 years, which is a great record as well. 9 for future looking presidents, and I think it's helped us a great deal to keep on track and help the community. The first director of the school was a man named Robert Cooley. The auditorium in the main building was named for him. And one of the things he said was, the needs of the student determine the curriculum, and that's still true today.
Awesome job, Steve. I hope I don't get in trouble by saying this, but I think that there are still some teachers here from around that time. Speaking of teachers, have you ever wondered what the square root of 2 is? Student producer Casey Williamson highlights some of the tutors MATC has to offer.
If you're struggling in class or just want to bump your grades up, you should try the Support Center Room C271, where they will set you up with a dedicated tutor. I talked to a few tutors. Let's see what they like so much about being a tutor.
As a tutor, I was a student here and came in 2003 and worked for a couple of years. And I think in my second year I started tutoring, and I really enjoyed it. You know, I really enjoyed it. I used to go down the hallway and let everyone know that, hey, I'm a tutor. You know, some people go like, oh, okay, that's good. I still enjoy it. I've been doing this. It'll be 10 years. In like a year from now. So I really enjoy it. It's a passion. I love imparting what I know and what I've learned over the years to these students, and we get a whole bunch of them every year. We get a whole new batch.
I've been tutoring for quite a few years. I've had lots of return students, and most of the students that I've had, I can say, were eager to learn. They've mostly been older students returning to school after quite a few years.
As a tutor, I've had the opportunity to work with a variety of students here at MATC in both individual and group tutoring, and it has been just a wonderful experience seeing all the variety of students that we have here and trying to meet all of their needs.
I am actually a tutor with tutoring services. I mainly tutor anatomy and physiology 1 and upper level math classes. As a job, it's very fulfilling. I've always liked helping students, and getting to do that every day as my job is really fun.
Some of the students in here right now, they are some of the really dedicated students who just work and work and work, knowing that they've got to do it now. And they are so thankful to have the tutor department helping them along. And it's almost like a guaranteed you're going to get another grade higher, you know, or a guaranteed A. They just come up here and just work and the knowledge, you know. So once they get on that track, they're really happy. And, it's a real good feeling.
I came to tutoring when I was originally an A&P myself. Now I tutor the class, and my tutor was Carl, and he was great. He made the material very relatable. One of my favorite things that he does, and I do it now with my students, is coming up with funny mnemonics to help remember the more complicated parts of human anatomy. They made learning more fun.
We have some great tutors. If you would like to get a tutor or you want to be a tutor, you can go to room 271 in the C building. At the desk right up front, don't be afraid to further your education here at MATC.
Just for the record, the square root of 2 is 1.41421356. MATC has a number of degrees to choose from. Student producer Kevin Kate takes a look at the Physical Education and Wellness program over at the Oak Creek campus.
The Liberal Arts and Sciences program requires many classes. One that is highly recommended is the Physical Education class.
What it involves is all the different aspects of wellness, and it also gives a student the CPR certification right within that health class. And what our hope and objective is in that health class is to allow students to acquire positive health choices that they can make for themselves in all the areas of wellness: stress, nutrition, fitness, cardiovascular health, environmental health, besides the certification in CPR and basic life support. So it's really a very all-inclusive, wonderful class that it gives them, you know, some tips that they can utilize in their lives with their families. And the other aspect is make them a healthy employee someday and get hired. From there, with that acquired, they can go into firefighting, they can go into police science, they can go into all the health occupational fields. They can go into possibly personal training, into teaching, coaching. Physical therapy also requires that they have this health and wellness and some of that basic life support before they actually get into that area of expertise.
Not only do you learn valuable health skills, you also learn valuable life lessons.
Just gave out all sorts of certifications in basic life support, 115 of them last week, and told my students, make sure that this is part of your resume. Photocopy, keep that card, make sure that when you're writing up a job application, you let your instructor know that you're certified in basic life support. That's big, knowing how to recognize an emergency and then act.
There is also nutritional knowledge that is gained as part of the physical education program.
It's a very interactive place, and I know from a Phi Ed perspective, of course, students want to interact. They don't want to just come and learn how to serve a volleyball or how to work a weight machine without doing it. And there's every opportunity for our students to actually engage in that physical activity. They learn various things according to nutrition. They're actually engaged in looking at labels and writing up a great little experiment, if you will, on which SpaghettiOs are the best or which macaroni and cheese of the four are the best. They're always engaged in something active and that is that they're learning while they're doing. And it's the same in Phi Ed as it is in a lot of areas at MATC. I think it's a great place to at least start your education, get your undergraduate degree, and move on to another specialized area that we don't offer here. I think it's a great opportunity.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm here with this week's co-host, Jeff Andriel. So Jeff, I hear you play bass in a band. What's that like?
Yeah, I may be a janitor by trade, but my passion has always been on the stage. I started out playing bass about 15 years ago. I play with several bands. My current project would be Rumble. You can see us out on the stage probably in early June.
Okay. So what kind of gigs do you typically play?
We generally play bar type shows, small. We've played Summerfest before on the Casio Interstate stage. We don't really fill up arenas that well, so we stick to bars and basements sometimes.
Have you ever played anywhere out of state?
Yeah, I've toured the U.S. twice now, and I've toured Europe once.
Oh,
so
nice. Do you play any other instruments or just bass?
I play guitar a little bit. I dabble in the drums and keyboards as well.
Bass is your favorite, though?
Yeah, bass is my favorite.
If you wanted to check out some of your music, where would we find you?
You could find us on Facebook. One of my bands, beachpatrol.com. Whitefaces.com is another one of my bands. We have a lot of videos on YouTube. You can check us out. But yeah, Facebook, my Facebook is a good place to start.
How many albums have you recorded with these bands?
I've got 6 albums under my belt with all my bands.
Wow.
I've recorded 3 with Beach Patrol, recorded 1 with the Whitefaces, 1 with board games, and that would be it. So 5 actually. Sorry.
5. Okay. Do you sing at all or just play bass?
I sing a little bit of backup, so I don't really have the healthiest of voices. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Stormwatch. I'd like to thank my special guest, Jeff Andriel. Thanks for being here, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Stormwatch will be taking a bit of a hiatus, but we'll return with our season finale on May 7th. For the entire Stormwatch crew, thanks for watching.